Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Vanessa Sorenson, Director of Product Marketing here at Prism, and I'm joined today by Naama Muskat, Product Manager at Prism as well. Hi, Naama.
Hi, Vanessa. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. As you know, today we will talk about how you can up-level your event management process with Prism and some new product updates that we have for you. So to go over the agenda, I will quickly go over a few housekeeping items and how our platform can help you up-level all parts of your event management process. And then I'll hand it over to Naama, who will walk through some of our new product updates surrounding our 3D technology that will help you market and sell your event spaces, including a really great demo today. And at the end of the webinar, we'll address any questions that you may have sent during the webinar. So please submit them at any time via the Q&A chat icon on the bottom of your Zoom webinar screen, and we'll answer them at the end of the webinar. We'll also send around a link to the recording after this webinar and a follow-up email, so make sure you look out for that. And with that, let's get this webinar underway. As most of you hopefully probably know, earlier this year, we made the decision to rebrand from All Seated to Prism. We're still the same company with the same experts and people, but with a new mission. We're here to deliver accessible virtual technologies that transform space visualization, design, planning, and sales. What does that actually mean? We connect planners, venues, caterers, vendors, hosts, any kind of stakeholder, you name it, in a dynamic digital twin. Because everything is in one place, anyone, anywhere can collaborate in every stage of the event lifecycle in 3D. We help you bridge that gap between the real and virtual space. However, we know keeping up with the demands of your business and your clients is not an easy task, which can often make 3D seem out of reach. We know that customizing floor plans for each customer to every little detail can be time-consuming or feel nearly impossible, often leading to disparate centers of information across your event management process. Collecting feedback on event designs and plans when your customers and other stakeholders are located all over the country in different time zones, maybe even globally, can become really, really tedious. And you often have to coordinate via those 32 thread long email chains or play phone tag with back and forth phone calls. We've even heard of venues FaceTiming customers to show them their venue spaces and layouts in real time over the phone. And lastly, conveying your vision for an event doesn't translate very well across pen and paper or spreadsheet. There could be so much nuance and detail that gets lost. You want to ensure that you deliver a memorable experience so that your clients leave happy and delighted. You want them to also drive important word-of-mouth recommendations that will ultimately lead to future event bookings and business. Prism has solutions for any stage of your event lifecycle to help up-level your event management process and deliver stunning, curated designs of your spaces in dynamic, photorealistic 3D. In one platform, a Prism customer can plan and manage all aspects of an event, from showcasing your event spaces and capacities on your website with virtual tours, to managing, planning, and collaborating multiple events at once, all the way up to knowing what centerpiece goes where on the day of an event. From a wedding to a corporate trade show, we have a capability and a solution for it. And with that, I'll hand it off to Naama to walk us through how all of this translates with some of our new product updates to 3D.
So, hi, everyone. My name's Naama. I'm a product manager here at Prism, and I work on anything to do with our showcasing platform. So today I'd really like to take you into a deeper dive into our 3D immersive capabilities, the use cases that we see fit for this tool, and the recommendations of how we best suggest to integrate this into your flows and your system. So our immersive 3D experiences comes to really enhance your marketing and selling process as well as your planning and design process. So we're going to start with the initial stages of acquiring a client or a lead, which is marketing your specific venue. So the greatest asset of the 3D rendering is that you're able to fully immerse your potential client in the space without them physically having to come and see it. Therefore, you're actually qualifying that lead much quicker. You're also able to fully showcase photorealistic 3D experiences, which include different layouts that you can curate with our design tool using our design team. An empty space can only paint half the picture, so we really recommend using our dynamic layouts so you can really give a full picture of what your space looks like. This link is then intended to live on your website or as part of RFPs or on newsletters or any sort of mass reach outs that you may have with any of your potential clients. It is customizable, but we keep in mind that we are trying to stay general at this point in time, so it can really capture the attention of a wide range of your clients. So here you can see more examples of our dynamic layouts. Some are more corporate and some are more wedding themed, like Vanessa said. And we really have objects that can match any type of occasions. I'll show more examples later on as we continue and in our demo, but really any type of layout is possible to build in our design tool. We have an internal team that can really help you bring all these visions to life, and they are extreme experts on our platform, and they help you pick the correct objects and really have it match your space and your capabilities. So one of the things we wanted to allow you to curate at these early stages of the sales process is the collection of spaces and layouts included in the virtual catalog. So what does this mean? This can be relevant if your website is set up in a certain way. For example, if you have your website set up in a way that is per building of your venue or per area, or if you want to include in an RFP only the spaces and layouts that fit the client's needs. So if it's a wedding or if it's a corporate event, you can really insert only the spaces and layouts that are relevant. So you can build an endless number of virtual catalogs in our system, which can be used in various different ways. And like I said, this is only the first layer of customization for the lead. And now we're going to jump into the next layer of customization. So we're going to take a deeper look at the later steps of the process, which is either once you have secured your lead or you're in negotiation phases where you want to start customizing the layout template. And we've talked to venues that do this at various stages of the process. So really it's up to you when you want to start curating the floor plan. So we're going to dive into how you can do that on our platform. So for this, you'll use the shareable link, which is directly linked to an event in our planning and design system, which you're probably familiar with. Once you have created an event in our system, which is linked to a specific lead or a client, you can completely customize any object in the space, whether it be chairs, colors of objects, medias in the screens, tabletops, any objects on the tabletops, and really anything that you can think of in our system can be customizable. And then you can go ahead and share this link with your client or any stakeholders that you want to align with on the final design of the space. You can even hold video calls directly in this shareable link. You can follow one another to join them in specific areas of the space to really view the space from their viewpoint and truly feel 100% aligned without having to physically be in the space together. So all of the changes are in real time between the two systems, so between the designer and between the shareable link, which allows you to always have one source of truth between you, your stakeholders, your clients. In addition, you can also leave comments inside the space, which can easily be found. And all of this I'm going to show you in a few seconds on the demo. So one of our exciting recent features was embedded media. So we wanted to support uploading any media to the screens in your space in order to take customizability in 3D to the next level. So no one really wants to stare at blank gray screens when you're touring a space. So here you can upload branding, logos, videos, images, really anything you want to give your customer the true feel of the space. And you can see in the picture here one example, and I'll show you more as we go to the demo. It's super flexible and easy to use. It really adds another level of personalization in this 3D environment. And it's available also in the virtual catalog, which is the general version, and it's available in the shareable link, which is customizable for your clients. So how do these links reach your potential clients or your clients? So in early stages, we suggest publishing this tour on your website, either through an iframe, where you can see here on the left for quick and easy access, or you can put it as an external link to an external tab also on your website. If you're targeting a wide audience, you can also add this link to newsletters or on your social media accounts, so really anything that you're using to target a wide range of audience. You can also send these links as part of RFPs, or in the general catalog one, or the customized version. We're also currently working on integrations with CRMs and EMSs, our latest integration being with Perfect Venue. So if you are a Perfect Venue user, you can always integrate it into your system and then have those links appear on RFPs pretty automatically. So we're going to jump into the demo. So we'll start by exploring the virtual catalog environment designed for your marketing and selling processes. So this environment can be shared with your potential clients by either sending it out, like I said, attaching it to RFPs, or embedding it onto your website as an iframe or a separate link on a tab. So what you're seeing here is actually an iframe on a website. You can see that I can tour it on my own. I don't need any guidance. I can close the side panel to really get a full view of the space. So when entering your virtual catalog, your client will first see a list of all your spaces. This 3D rendering offers a fully immersive experience, allowing users to gain a deep understanding and feel of your space. Clients can easily navigate between and within spaces, providing a comprehensive view of your capabilities. So as you can see, we can also scan outdoor spaces, ensuring they look as realistic as possible. So we're not limited to only indoor spaces. But it's hard to really get a true feel of the space without any of the furniture items. I agree. So, which is why we've added an internal layer of layout. Clients can dive into different layout options you offer for each space. These layouts, created by you with optional assistance from our studio team, provide the most realistic and immersive experience. These are dynamic and can be altered as needed. So as Prism users, you're probably familiar with our range of objects and libraries. This could include your own libraries. These could include rental companies, and really everything is rendered in the 3D layout. Like I said, you can easily add branding media to the space to showcase how an event will look the day of. So uploading branded logos, pictures, videos, and more to personalize these layouts can really wow your customers. So it's really a different feeling when the space is full or empty, and we give your clients the option to look at both. So the 3 spaces I've shown, you can see them with and without furniture, and you can really get a feel of both of those different environments. So each space can be viewed from first person and top view that you're seeing here. And we also offer a gallery for each space. So we auto-populate it with the 2D layout of the space, and we allow you to upload additional media images. So we allow you to upload images, videos, PDFs, anything else you want to upload to give your clients a full feel of the space. So we also provide the option for potential leads to reach out to you directly through this environment. So it's either through a contact form or a chat, and you will be notified immediately via an email if any user does reach out to you. So to help you track traffic and engagement metrics within the 3D environment, we've added engagement analytics. We allow you to see how many users access the link and what exactly they click on. You can see it per different timeframes. And as you're seeing here, you can see what pages they clicked on, switching between the halls, if they are sharing this. So really a bunch of different analytic tools that we want you to know about your virtual catalog. So based on client feedback that we've got, we've created a feature called multiple virtual catalogs. And this allows you to customize the collection of spaces and layouts before customizing the floor plan itself. You can send only the relevant spaces and layouts to each client. For example, you can create a wedding collection or corporate collection. You can select the spaces and layouts that make the most sense for that specific client. So what you're seeing here is essentially, I am including in the virtual catalog the spaces that I see relevant for this virtual catalog. It could be for a specific client. It could be for a specific area on my website. So you can see here, I've made a virtual catalog of my wedding spaces, which will include only the spaces and the layouts that are relevant for weddings. And then I have that link to this specific virtual catalog, and I also have the embedded link for this specific virtual catalog to embed anywhere I like. So moving to our second stage, we will showcase curated events. Here you can customize the layout for your upcoming event. So you can change the setup of the furniture and share the customized 3D environment with your clients. So we're going to start by creating an event in our designer environment for the client. I'm assuming that most of you are actually familiar with our products, so I'll run through these steps rather quickly. But if you do need further explanation, please reach out to our sales or customer success team so they can walk you through this platform. So as you can see here, I've created an event. I pick which venue I want to use for this specific event, and I pick which space of that venue I'd like to use for this event. So once you have the event set up, you can easily load a template into the space. I really hope all of you are using the template feature because it could really save you a lot of time. And to get the shareable link to the virtual space, I click on the top right share button and I copy that link to the shareable environment. So once someone clicks on the shareable link, they will be brought into our 3D virtual tour where they can walk through the space. They can give feedback and they can experience the layout at any time. So you can actually, like I said, meet with clients inside the space and even hold a video call in here. Or you can send this to them, but to allow them to review it on their own. So both options are viable. So one of our recent features allows you to change the media in the screens and the space. This lets you wow your client by adding branding for their specific event. The media you want to upload to any screen or banner is completely customizable and up to you. And like you see here, it's all in real time and it's all customized to your likings. So like in the virtual catalog, we have different view options. So right now you're seeing the 3D rendering. I can also switch to 2D, which I know a lot of planners do prefer 2D for specific explanations. So we have the 2D in here. And if I switch back to 3D, I also have top view, which is useful in specific cases to explain the space, and back to first person view. So at Prism, we really strive to enable seamless collaboration with different stakeholders, both in sync and async. So our commenting feature allows you to leave notes in the space, similar to leaving yellow Post-it notes in your actual space, making it easy to find and revisit after your meeting. So while real-time changes are always possible, sometimes you might want to leave a quick comment for yourself to address later. So for example, change chair type, just so I know that when I want to edit, I can do that. So to make collaboration as seamless as possible, we support also real-time changes. So both you and your client will always see the same updates, making this your one source of truth for your event floor plan. So any changes made in the planning and design environment, which you see here on the top left, those changes will be automatically rendered into the shareable link. These changes can include colors of objects, changing chairs, changing tables, changing the design of the table itself. Really, any change you can think of that you can do in our design system will be rendered in our 3D. Awesome. So this concludes our showcasing demo, and thank you for your attention. If you have any further questions, please put them in the Q&A, and I'm going to hand it over back to Vanessa.
Thanks, Naama. Thank you for walking us through the platform and the demo of all of our new features. It's really exciting, and I'm excited to see where everything goes next as well. So if you're ready to get started and you're really excited about what you've seen today, please reach out to your sales account representative to help you get started. They can help you get going with your 3D scans and implementing that into the platform if you don't already have that. And then, since we are now at the end of the webinar, I can open up the floor to our Q&A. I see we have received some questions during the Q&A. I did answer one offline, but there's a couple more here. If you'd like to answer any questions, please do, and send them in the Q&A box on the bottom of your Zoom screen. One question is, how do we set up our 3D? So how do you get started with the 3D venue scans?
Okay, so the first step would be reaching out to a sales or marketing success agent, and they can really get you in touch with the whole process. But once you want to scan your spaces, we have to set up a time where we can send in one of our photographers, scanners into your space. Your space would have to be empty on that day, empty of people, obviously. And then it usually takes around, I think, a day, obviously, depending on the size of your space, but to scan your spaces. And then we upload it into our system. So it's a pretty quick process. And really, we suggest reaching out to customer success or sales, and they will walk you through every step of the way.
Kind of to piggyback off of that question, how do you add furniture or objects to the list of items?
Okay, so it's quite a similar process. Again, customer success can walk you through all of the details, but we will need pictures of those objects. If it's more complicated, then there is some scanning process as well of those objects. And then we will add them into our libraries by modeling them with our 3D team, and then they will be uploaded into your private library, private collection on our system, and you will also be able to see them in the 3D view, obviously.
Great. Another question here. So what happens when I share an event with a client and they aren't able to move anything? Do you have informational videos that they can view to learn how to use the features? So I think we're talking about the shareable link here, and maybe we can talk more about the access between what people can move and see in shareable link versus the platform itself.
Yeah. So there's two ways of collaborating with anyone, whether it be a client, a stakeholder, anyone. You can either invite them into the system, and then they're able to really make edits, also depending on the permission levels you give them, but they're able to make those edits. The shareable link is a showcasing viewing environment. The reason we kept it that way is to keep your specific floor plans and your layouts secure so that not everyone that has the shareable link is able to make changes on your floor plans. Obviously, you want to have that control over them. So there are specific things that if you go into the shareable link, there is a login process, or you can enter as a guest. So both options are available to you. If you do log in, you're able to change the media. So we've kind of started introducing light 3D editing into our shareable link. And again, you will have to log in using your Prism credentials to make those changes. And as we potentially add more changes available in the shareable link, you will have to log in so those are secure to you. But if people enter as guests, they are only kind of in this viewing mode, so they can't alter your designs. And if you want them to actually alter your designs, I would suggest inviting them into the designer platform, into the event in the Ops Designer.
Great. There's a question here. How can I save my floor plan design that I created? Can I view it later for editing? Yes, of course, right? Anything that you create as a floor plan, you could save for editing at a later time. And
so let me give more
view.
detail, because this is actually a really important point. Obviously, when you're working on a specific event and you're creating the floor plan, it automatically saves as a floor plan in that event. So that's automatic. When you do want to save it as what we call a template, because you want to use it in different events or on different floor plans. So we can send out a tutorial video about how to save your templates. And we really, really suggest doing that because as you can see, it saves so much time. And then you can load those templates anytime you use that space. So templates are currently per space. So you can load them on any time you're using that space in any type of event. And we really recommend it. It's a great feature.
I can send this message into the chat of the webinar, linking to our tutorials, because someone also did ask about like, where can I learn platform on my own time? Another question, would you be willing to travel to Mexico for the 3D scans or other countries?
I don't know. I'm pretty
The
sure
answer is yes.
I definitely know that we scan in a lot of different countries. We scan in Europe, we scan in Asia, we scan in the US. And we do work with freelance scanners in different countries. So if Vanessa says yes, then that's an obvious
I've
yes.
seen it. I know that we've gone all over the place. I think we can make it work, right? It's not limited just to the United States.
No, it's definitely not limited just to the United States. We do have more webinars that I'm pretty sure you can check out in different places. But one of the things that we've recently talked about in one of our webinars is how we believe that the industry is really going in the direction of these 3D scans. We really believe that this visualization of the venue is going to be even more expected by clients than it is today. It's not like having 2D images is obviously a start to visualization. But today, more and more venues are scanning their spaces, and not even just in specifically the hospitality industry, but a lot of industries are starting to go in that direction of 3D rendering. A lot of us are remote and, hold events in different areas of the world, and we're not always able to travel to check out the space before an event. So we do want to have that capability of really getting a feel of that space before your event starts and really limiting the number of times you have to go visit the space, whether you are far away or close by. I can say that it's a time saver either way. If you want to get a feel of that space, if it's a wedding and you want to show different family members a feel of the space, or if it's a corporate event and you have different stakeholders. So it really has a lot of values in both scenarios.
Great. It is just prism.com/tutorials if you want to check out some of our tutorials on how to do certain things. I think we have one more question and then we'll wrap it up. And I can take this one, Naama. So what's the cost of doing a 3D scan? There's an initial setup fee, and then we do charge to scan the room for each room that you scan. And then there is a subscription on each room that you have scanned annual. So if you'd like to learn more about like the specifics of the pricing, please reach out to your sales or customer success representative. They'll be able to work with you on the price there. And I think that is it for questions today. Thank you so much for attending our webinar. Thanks, Naama, for walking through the product demo and answering all the product questions we got today. And I look forward to seeing everybody in a future webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.